So I wanted to make this video today because, I'm out there making my videos right now. I've got a message to share. Really, what is at the heart of my message? The heart of my message is about really going on that inner journey and finding out who the true self is, reconnecting back to the soul. So that we can start to dissolve all those egoic programs, being programmed into the ego. The ego is full of fear. It's kept us all entrapped it's kept us all trapped as a collective, and it's created so many distortions in our fields. And whilst I'm on this journey and I'm sharing my story and I'm sharing practices and tools and tips and things that I've discovered along my way. I just thought it's really important to share, because obviously, you see my best self, and it's not that it's an act. It's not like that is not who I am, because that is who I am. I show up as myself. But I thought it was important, today. I'm having one of those moments this morning where I'm feeling fear, and I'm feeling like this dread come up in my body, and it's around finances, it's around money. This is such a deep wound for so many people, right? And this is coming up a lot around me right now in many different ways, personally for myself, but also I observe it in other people as well. And it's this worry of not being able to have money to pay for this, pay for that, then we're going to lose this, we're going to lose that. If you've been watching some of my videos, you'll know that I made a big leap recently, and I left my contracting job, which was really giving me this secure income that came in every month, and it was a pretty decent income as well, because Source told me it's time, Corinne, time to jump. And I've been working, dedicated focus, creating an amazing program, Reconnect, which can get the first one free, which is my journey of reconnecting back to the true soul self. And it's taken me on a completely different path, and it's opened up so many things for me, and I've grown and I've expanded in ways that I never even knew were possible. And I'm connecting to the true world, to the world of magic, and it is beautiful. But along that path, there are still, as I'm following that heart light, there's still things that I need to clear out of my body. These like deeper layers that come up, and one of them is around money. And like I say, I'm observing it all over the place, where we all have this distorted relationship towards money, and it keeps us trapped, and it can keep us in fear as well. And I know this is something that I was just actually rewatching my video that I posted on how did I transform my life from one of being trapped in the ego to one of following the soul. And I thought maybe I need to watch this right now and remind myself, as I'm going through this moment this morning. But I remembered, what do I need to do? What do I do when I feel these fears? Because I instantly picked up a book that I was reading. I thought, I'm just gonna read, and then I was like, no, Corinne, because that is just distracting myself from how I'm feeling in my body. Rule number one is feel it, acknowledge it, allow myself to feel that I'm feeling fear about my financial situation. I'm feeling like, whoa, I don't have that steady income anymore. What if? These what ifs are starting to come up in my brain. What are what if situations? What ifs is where we project our consciousness into a future that hasn't even materialized, and we start to go into fear, a false experience appearing real. And as we move into a fear, a false experience appearing real, then the body starts to feel all that anxiety, and it starts to feel that dread as if it's happening right now. And it reminded me, what is the purpose of reconnecting back to your soul, back to your spirit? Or what is one of the purposes? Because there is many. Why do we do this? Because it allows us to start coming back into the now. When we're in the now, in this now moment, I know that I am safe. In this now moment, if you're watching this video, whatever your mind has been projecting into the future, whatever fear is coming around for you right now, in this very moment, you are safe also. And I was talking to a client the other day, and I said to her, this is a really amazing technique to bring yourself back into the now. So let's do it together, right? Because if you're watching this video, it's likely you are also experiencing some fear coming up in your body. So we have to feel that fear, right? And we have to allow ourselves to feel it, because as we feel it, it actually starts to move out of the body. And if you feel it, I can feel it right now, and I feel it in my solar plexus. I feel it here in my solar plexus. And often we feel the fear here in the solar plexus. This is where our personal power center is. So we're feeling fear, particularly around finances, something like that. Maybe we're feeling powerless in some way. Maybe we're following our guidance, but we're not seeing all of the material, the manifestation of that right in this very moment. Because the truth is, the divine has its own timeline. We can't control this. This is another lesson that I've been having to learn. Learn to be in the now, learn to trust myself, learn to trust spirit. And don't get me wrong, I've come on, I am spiraling up that initiation and that lesson. And there would have been time when right now I would have been in absolute stress, like just like, oh my god, what am I going to do, how am I going to pay my mortgage next month? But I'm not in that level of fear, but I recognize there's still a layer of fear coming up there, and it doesn't feel good, and I don't want to travel with it. I'm saying to God, show me how I can move through this new part of my life, this new terrain that I am treading on, where I know I am in no doubt that I am following my guidance, that I am on the right path, that Source wanted me to leave that job right then, let go of the known, of that safety or that illusion of safety, and start to move in and move into a deeper trust of myself. I know this, I know that I'm on the right path, but that doesn't stop these fears coming up from the programmed self that I've been working through and dissolving. And it's just a deeper layer of something that I'm facing right now. So I ask Mother, Father, God, I say to God, show me how to walk through this initiation, through this next part of my, over this bridge, without fear, with absolute certainty that everything is going to work out for me. And I open that up. So that's one thing that I do in this point, but I bring myself back to the now, and I remember I've got to be in this right here, right now moment. So let's do this little practice together where we can bring ourselves right here, right now. Because maybe you're watching this video right now, but maybe as you're watching me and you're listening to me, you're hearing me, but your mind is still stuck a little bit on a fear somewhere in the future or somewhere in the past. It's not actually 100% right here, right now with me in this moment, where peace exists for us, where there is a stillness that exists, that we can connect to, that can bring this just knowing over our whole body, and that is a connection to the soul. So let's do that together. I want you just to close your eyes right now. I want you just to put your hands over your heart, and I want you just to take a deep breath in and hold it, and then just keeping your mouth closed, just breathe out through your nose. And I want you to take another deep breath in, and imagine you're breathing in through your heart. And as you breathe out through your nose, you breathe in that peace throughout your whole body. So just breathe in again. Breathing in through your heart and holding, and then you're breathing out and you're breathing that peace through your body. And then just breathe in again. Hold and breathe out. And as you're breathing in, repeat this in your mind. I am safe. You breathe out, I am connected. Breathe in. I am safe in the now. Breathe out. I invite in my soul to fill up my body. Breathe in. I am safe. Breathe out. I am connecting deeper to my soul. Breathe in. Breathe out. Boy, isn't that good? Aren't you just right here, right now with me in this moment? So, the more that you do that, the deeper that feeling of peace will descend over the body, and it'll bring us back into the now, where right in the now you are safe. So no matter what's going on in your life, in the now you are safe. And the more that we come into the now, the more it opens up and allows source to lead us. It allows our soul to lead us. I know that there is a solution for everything, and I know that source is going to show me the steps. I've just got to bring myself back into the now and ask myself each and every day, how can I be in service to God? How can I be in service to the soul? And then keep myself refocused on that. So I just wanted to make this video because I thought it was important, um, because like I say, we're all out there on our journeys, right? And we're all on this journey to connect back to peace, to harmony, till we all want to live, we all want to feel safe in our bodies. We all want to feel that we are safe in this world. Everybody wants that for themselves, and everyone deserves that for themselves. And the true safety, well, it does come from the soul, it does come from the divine. That is where our true safety comes from. And when we're getting into those moments of anxiety, we can bring ourselves back into this place. And the more that we do that, then we're actually helping to dissolve those fears anyway. And the more that we realize we are safe in this now moment. And it's also to see that, as we go on these journeys of expansion, we don't have to hide from those parts of ourselves. We are both the shadow and the light. We are not just the light, we are the shadow as well. We are both of these things. And it's natural to us to feel those shadows, and it's actually only when we deny and we repress those shadows that it causes a problem. Go back to it was 2020 when I started retraining in hypnotherapy. I worked in finance, 22 years. I started retraining in hypnotherapy. It led me. I was always, I was in the closet. I'll leave a video about that. I was in the closet about my spirituality because of all these fears. And I had to go on this deep journey of healing in order to get to this point where I'm now doing soul therapy with my clients. I'm now helping people to connect back to their soul so they can find their light and follow their light. But it is a continual journey, right? And back then, I left my job because I was told, leave your job. I knew quite clearly I needed to leave my job. But I ended up having to go back because I was struggling financially, because I was still doing so much healing, and I still was sort of like finding my path. But I know that I learned that was a period that I had to go through. I learned so much, but I probably strung it out for so much longer than I needed to, because I was in denial of where I was. I was hiding it from myself. I was scared to admit that I was in this place where I was struggling, and I didn't know which way to turn. And I was in so much fear that if I voiced it to people, they would think that I was a failure, that I'd failed on my mission. And it took, but I started to realize that wasn't the truth, that I hadn't failed, that I was actually following my heart, and I was doing what I was being asked to do, and I was learning, and I was growing in so many ways. But eventually, I went back, and I just, I just held that in my awareness, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not a failure. I've just taken these steps. It's okay that I'm not being fully supported yet financially. Doesn't mean I'm a failure. We've got so much fear attached to money, where we feel like our bank account balance is a reflection of our worth, but that is not the truth. Honestly, if that was the truth, right, if it was really true that our bank account was a reflection of our worth, would it really be the case that, we all know about, or if you're watching this video, you likely know about the cabal, you likely know about these shadow governments, although they're not in the shadows anymore, right? The lights are turning on, and we are seeing these people, right? Well, these people have got some of the biggest bank balances, right? Is that a reflection of their worth? Absolutely no. So we know that's not the truth, right? But we've been programmed to feel like that. So it makes us feel shame and guilt about us, and it keeps us stuck in so many ways. And we've got to be able to talk with each other about these things and realize that your bank balance is not a reflection of your worth at all. And the more that we can be open and talk about it, is when, we've been made to feel shameful about it, and that success is only about how big your bank balance is. Now, I'm not saying that it's not good to have money. Of course, when right now in this reality that we are in, we need money at the moment. Money is a part of what we need, but we have to heal our relationship with it, and we have to understand that there's going to be ebbs and flows, and there's going to be moments on our journeys when we are expanding into new terrain, when we're treading those new paths. That there's going to be moments when we don't have those safety nets that we had before, but actually when we're treading those paths without those safety nets, we're being asked to dig even deeper into our courage, even deeper into our strength. And it's not a reflection of our self-worth. The easy thing would be to just go back and get back into the slave system, but no, that is not even an option on my path for me. But I just wanted to make this video so that I could really just show that spirituality is not all rainbows and unicorns, but that is there, guys. That is there because I realize I say this a lot. It's not all unicorns and rainbows, and that's become almost like a mantra that spiritual teachers say. It's not all rainbows and unicorns. You've kind of got two mantras here with spirituality. It is all rainbows and unicorns, or it's not all rainbows and unicorns. But the truth is, there is rainbows and there is unicorns. As I've been on this path, yes, it's brought up so many shadows that I've had to face and deal with, and little by little I've faced and I've dealt with those shadows. And as you deal with those layers of shadows, it's like an onion, there's another layer, and it is sometimes like, there's another layer, right? You might have a little bit of a at times, right? But then you realize it's fine. It's fine because you can deal with that layer, you can face it, you can move through it, you're gonna be okay. As long as you keep coming back to source, you keep coming back to Mother, Father, God, you keep coming back to your true stability, to nature. It brings you back into the now moment, and you know that you are safe, and you just plug back in to your guidance. But we can realize that, yeah, it's the path is both of those things, intertwined energy. And as we start to intertwine those energies, they start to merge as one, and healing and wholeness comes into the body. So it is rainbows and unicorns. As I've been on this journey, I have been showered with blessings and miracles. I have been connected into magic beyond what I've ever experienced, and it is beautiful. But on the same side, I've also been connected into the shadows like never before. But that is also beautiful as well, because you start to realize that underneath the shadows is your true self, which is your light. You are a light seed. Remember that in the now moment.